Good morning. One of my favorite books is Live What You Love by Bob and Melinda Blanchard. It's the story of how this husband and wife started a gourmet food sauce business in their own home kitchen. They started off and it was such a success. It was so positive. They wound up having this incredible food company and they were selling in all the fancy stores literally around America. They had moved into commercial kitchens, but they finally sold it and decided they wanted to do something just a little different. They loved cooking, but they had to figure out what that was. They finally decided they wanted to open up a restaurant on the little Caribbean island of Anguilla. It's right near St. Martin. And so they went down. It tells about how they found a little piece of land, bought this land, built a building, and they opened up a restaurant called Blanchard's. It's all the story about how did they do it and how they were now living what they loved. They had a home back in Vermont. They would go there in the summers. They would come back for the high season in the winters there in the Caribbean. They were living what they loved. They managed to literally pull it off. And they loved cooking. Well, Melinda tells the wonderful speech about how she began learning this important principle. It actually happened when she was in the 7th grade. It was on a Friday when the teacher said, all right, on Monday, everybody's going to have to give a speech. It doesn't have to be long, but you have to give a speech about something, anything you choose. Well, when Melinda heard that, she freaked out. At lunchtime, all of her friends were sitting around talking about, what do you think your speech is going to be on Monday? What do you want to talk about? She couldn't come up with anything. So she went home on that afternoon and she told her mom, I'm going to be sick on Monday. I'm not going to class. And her mother said, oh, yes, you are. Now, what's the problem? What do you have to do? I have to give a speech. I don't know anything to talk about. I mean, some of my friends, they're going to wind up talking about the politics of the Vietnam War. Other ones are going to talk about the civil rights protest. She said, I have no idea what to talk about. While she was saying it with her mom, she went into the kitchen and she got out some hard-boiled eggs. She cracked them and she unwrapped them. She cut them in half. She scooped out the yolk. She got out the mustard and the mayonnaise and mixed them all together. Got out a little hot sauce for some spice. Put them all back together as deviled eggs. And she sat down to eat her deviled eggs. And suddenly it hit her. On Monday, when she showed up for class, her teacher was a little surprised that she was bringing in some mixing bowls and a little refrigerator, a little carrying case cooler. When it came her turn, she got up, and there she began to pull out these deviled eggs. She cracked them, she peeled them, she cut them, she scooped everything out, she made these deviled eggs, and she said the fascinating thing was what she saw was all the students were sitting on the edge of their seats. They could hardly wait. They were going to get to taste the results of her speech. When she watched the kids, when people were up there talking about Vietnam War and civil rights, the kids were all yawning and dozing off. They'd been on the edge of their chair listening to Melinda, and she got an A. She said she learned then how important it is to be yourself. If you live what you love, you do the things that matter to you and that you're passionate about, that will be enough to lead to a fulfilling life. Right now, it can seem like you and I can't do a whole lot because of the COVID virus. We maybe can't go out and do all the things that we want to do. But it's a great time. A great time for us to be examining our lives and trying to figure out what really does matter to us. To ask ourselves the question, are you dreaming your life or are you living your dream? I believe God calls us to live a dream. And you need to find what you believe is your greatest passion and the world's greatest need. And where they intersect, you can be sure that's where God's will is for you. Maybe the question is, do you have the courage to live what you love? Don't waste today and the time that is yours. Go out and make it a great day.